Hello and welcome to the final video of Project Warlock. Dun, 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 dun. Alright, let's go. So, don't care. Let's see. Do I care? You know, the staff, I don't want it. The bombs are garbage. The rocket launcher, I guess? But I don't really care. I don't know. Ultra high speed? Napalm. You know, honestly, I'm not a fan of fire, so let's get the supersonic rocket launcher and have, you know, be kind of done with it, because these upgrades, I don't know, they are nice to have, but I don't really care about them too much. Let's go with life all the way. Alright. Final two map sets, or map things. Shores of Hell. Huh. Where could that name be from? I have no idea. Anyway, let's go. Oh, whoa, whoa, whoa. You're doing it again. Okay, this is cool. Holy shit. This is really cool. What the ass? So these faces give me health and mana? What's this face? I'm kind of thinking like, is this a Doom face? Nah. Let's kill everything. Alright. So, I'm kind of putting this video, or recording this video, in the middle of a day where I was actually working on the game. So basically I'm putting this video in between. Usually I work from a set, you know, not really a fixed set time, but oh my god, this is so loud. You know, I have like I want to have like a work day basically, and then I work from after breakfast to late afternoon or evening, or maybe even sometimes into the night. And today I interrupt this because I want to get this recording out, because I'm recording this on the day that I will upload it, because yesterday was supposed to be the day where I record this, but yesterday, you know, I put myself a simple mission. I wanted to get every single achievement in Dark Souls. Extra life, cool. And a secret. I wanted to get every single achievement in Dark Souls. And if you look on my Steam profile right now, I have it. Because yesterday I was like, alright, today I want this achievement, and I will not stop until I get it. I was like thinking, maybe it will take me like half a day or something. No, it took me up until like late, like 11 PM, whatever. I don't know about in American time, like 23 o'clock basically, or in the military 2300. This looks like a secret, but it isn't. Anyway, man, fuck these achievements in Dark Souls, man. The only achievement that took me forever was getting all the rings, because the developers thought it would be a good idea to hide rings in the New Game Plus Plus. So not only do you have to finish the entire game once, but twice. And the biggest, you know, one thing I have to mention about Dark Souls, you know, everyone is like praising the game all the time, but one thing I have to say, which is, in my opinion, one of the greatest garbage in just gaming existence, is the fact that the NPCs and the quests are such a convoluted fucking mess. And I was playing, honestly, I was playing not only with a sorcerer build, which I never do because sorcerers are basically like nerds, you know? And but honestly, in Dark Souls, the sorcerer is really, really badass. You know, the fucking crystal spear, like shooting everyone in the face. And I was like, what am I hearing? these guys. So yeah, I was playing through the whole game as a sorcerer, basically overpowered as shit, because you don't even have to engage with most enemies, you can just shoot them from afar. And since you have such a big mana pool, or FP pool that's called in the game, there's basically no risk for you at all of losing health or anything in most of these encounters. And you know, some boss enemies can be cheesed and stuff like that, so there were a few bosses that I could kill before they could even get one attack in, which is extremely ridiculous. You know, anyone who wants to say that Dark Souls is a very balanced game, no, fuck that, it's not. But anyway, I had a lot of fun, you know, and honestly, that's probably what the developers were going with, like, play the way you want, and if you want to cheese and be like overpowered as fuck, and basically remove all the difficulty of the entire game, you can just put on the heaviest armor in the game and just like the biggest weapon, or like use spells and stuff like that to kill everything from a distance. So anyway, long story short, I was playing through the game once and I used a guide, a complete 100% walkthrough. And you know that the game fucked up if the walkthrough has to tell you like, hey, if this NPC doesn't spawn, like try XYZ, and if it doesn't spawn then, like go back and forth between areas and stuff like that. And I'm like, what the fuck is this? You know, it's a walkthrough. And even in the fucking walkthrough, they couldn't get, or not they couldn't get, but you know, there is no real answer to these quests. And also a big fuck up in my, not fuck up, but just a no-go in my opinion, is that when you want to complete a single, like a quest line for a certain NPC, other quest lines will become incompletable. So they basically lock each other out. So if you want to achieve all, you know, if you want to get all the rewards for one character, for example, for like all items or all weapons or whatever, or all miracles, whatever, you basically are forced to at least complete the game twice. And, you know, just to complete all the quest lines for all the NPCs and stuff. It's ridiculous. But honestly, when I was at the New Game Plus, I was just rushing through all the content, because at that point I already completed the game after the walkthrough. And honestly, it was really fascinating that, you know, I've played this game so many times, but still I didn't find everything in all my playthroughs. And when I was playing with a walkthrough, or like this, it's called like a cheat sheet or whatever, and it has every single location of every item in the game, and every, you know, it's a complete list of what to do at what point. And it's amazing. It's actually really, really awesome. It's a high quality list. Like you can show and hide certain aspects of that list. So if you're in New Game Plus, you can add the New Game Plus things to the list, and New Game Plus and stuff and so forth. And that was really, really fun to go after all these things. But honestly, like, there is no way in hell that anyone could have figured out half of that shit that you have to do to get all the NPC quests and stuff. I mean, they randomly disappear and reappear at some other place in the entire game. And sometimes you have to go back to an area that you have already completed like long time ago. And now all of a sudden you have to go back to that area and stuff like that. And, you know, I know that if you read all the text and, you know, the lore and whatever, I'm pretty sure this all makes sense. But honestly, this is just a no-go in my opinion. Like, you can't just do this shit. But anyway, I played it through with the walkthrough, and I had a lot of fun. And then I recognized that I have to play the game again to get the last rings, because the rings are the only things that are hidden behind the New Game Plus. So I had to go back and complete the game, but funnily enough, I didn't have any quest lines or anything else to solve anymore, so I could just rush through the entire game. And that was honestly a lot of fun. Like, just boss rushing. And basically I made my own little speed run, which was amazingly cool. And yeah, again, you know, that's my biggest, you know, that's not my biggest problem, but this is kind of like how I am. Like, even with games that I absolutely love, and Dark Souls, I love it, you know? But there are just so many things that I find that are just the most nitpickiest things. that, I don't know, for me they don't ruin my fun, but it's just something like I'm thinking about, like, why did they do it? Like, it's just stupid. Anyway, I'm done with my ultimate rant. But yeah, I completed everything yesterday, and yeah, it took me forever. The worst part was, it was already late, and I was already thinking like, God dang it, I wanted to record Project Warlock, man! And then I find out, I'm going through the list of all the rings, and by the way, you need 107 rings to complete the achievement. And I was like, are you actually... Luckily, I didn't have to complete all the DLC for these rings, so that was at least a little plus. But I was going through the list of the rings, and I was going like, what the hell? I'm missing one ring. One fucking ring. And I was like, what am I missing? Going through all the rings, and I find out... I was missing the wolf ring. And in case you don't know and have no idea, there are certain covenants in the game. Basically something like mini factions or whatever you want to call it. And for some of these factions have rings as their like a reward. And one of the factions, fuck me, requires you to get a certain item. You know, all these factions require certain items. So you give a certain amount, like 10 or 20, and then you get the rewards. Basic stuff. But the problem is that two of these factions are require you to play online and invade other people to get the like currency or whatever you want to call it. At least one. And if you don't do that, there is another option, because you can just farm a certain enemy, and that has a very, very low chance of dropping that item. So yesterday, no shit, I played about 3 hours of the same 3 enemies to farm basically these fucking items, because I needed that fucking ring for the achievement. And I was going like, you know, fuck you. But yeah, eventually I finished it, but then I was just so exhausted. I was like, nah, I'm not recording anything today. So I'm doing it today. But honestly, it's a nice little break, you know? Had a nice lunch. Whoa! Had some fish and potatoes. Really nice. Made my own little, like, cocktail sauce. I think that's the recipe. I mean, you just mix mayo and ketchup, and that's... No, it's cocktail sauce, right? I would have to look it up, but I'm pretty sure that's how you do it. So, you know, I'm not... It sounds kind of fancy, like, I made my own cocktail sauce. But yeah, no, I just squirted some ketchup and mayo together, so that was my cocktail sauce. Anyway, my god. Dang it. I don't know, I could be wrong, but this shotgun sounds a bit weaker than the other one. But oh well. So yeah, I was working on the switches still today, but they're coming along great. So this is something I kind of regret for Dimension Drifter, but when I made Dimension Drifter, I don't know, I was still in that cutting corners mood or whatever, which is a really bad thing. So basically, it's a very similar fate to what Unloved kind of suffered. So for Unloved, for example, I had many different quest goals in mind when I designed the game. So for example, I wanted to make a haunting, for example, where certain objects in the map are just haunted. And obviously in the last room there's the final haunting, and as soon as you like cleanse or like exorcise or whatever, not exercise but exorcise, whatever, exorcist, whatever. I have no idea, but you know what I mean. As soon as you do that, like a wave of enemies spawns, or like an end boss or something. And also I had like an arena planned as the final room, where you just have to hold out for a certain amount of time to kill all the enemies. But then there were all kinds of like obstacles with the development of all that. So I said to myself, okay, let's just launch the game in early access with one goal. And as soon as someone suggests another goal, I will add that. But no one ever did. So I was kind of going like, well, no one cares. So why should I, you know, put in the extra work basically? But now I know that this extra work is very, very useful, or not useful, but very, very important to make the game just have more variety and be more exciting in the long run. So I had the same mentality with Dimension Drifter, for example. It was kind of different, but kind of the same. So in Dimension Drifter, I was thinking that the switches that you can find throughout the game will do all kinds of certain things similar to Doom maps. Like in Doom maps, in case you don't know, a switch can have one of many different functions. It can raise or lower stairs, or activate a lift and a platform, or open a door. All kinds of stuff. Raise a floor to a new level, anything, you know, all kinds of purposes. And in Dimension Drifter I had the exact same idea. I wanted to make the same thing for my switches, but then I got kind of lazy and I was thinking like, hey wait, why do I need any other functionality? A door is just fine. You know, just open doors with it. I didn't really realize that it's kind of boring. So you need to have more than just fucking doors to make the maps just more exciting, you know. It's very similar to Doom. Like if every switch would just open a door, it would just get boring. Very, not I don't want to be mean to this game, but kind of like this game where the functionality is very limited and you don't really expect anything else from this game. So, you know, it's okay, but it would be cool to have like more functionality, you know. And yeah, there are a few other things in this game, like these raising and lowering platforms and stuff. But I don't know, they seem very buggy and kind of like last minute thing. So I don't know. Again, it doesn't really take away from this game, because this game is supposed to be like this Wolfenstein thing. So it's not really anything bad or anything. But anyway, so yeah, in Dimension Drifter I kind of regretted that I didn't add these extra switch functions like stairs or platforms or anything. And you know, honestly, I wanted to add it, but then I couldn't figure out how the map design, because the maps in Dimension Drifter are all procedurally generated, and I couldn't figure out how the algorithm would determine which rooms or parts of the rooms are accessible with or without pushing these switches and stuff. So if there's a platform that raises or lowers or whatever, I had no idea how to make one half of the room accessible and one half not, you know. So I kind of ditched that idea and said to myself like, doors are just fine. We don't need anything else. Just make doors. But yeah, now I realized that that was stupid. So I added all kinds of functionality now. From platforms over bridges and lifts, elevators, all kinds of shit. And in the next video that I will make, wait, why am I going in circles in this room? What is the purpose of this room? Oh, whatever. It just exists. Oh man, the frame rate is ass. Anyway, so yeah, I want to make another development video. What? Oh. What? Sometimes the map design... This is where I was. Wait. So this is... Oh, this is now open. I thought this was open the whole time. My bad. Alright. So yeah, my next development video will be out soon. Because a lot of the functionality is already there and it works and it's awesome, and it's a moving wall. Seriously? in the final 3 maps, he figured out how to make a moving wall. And he was like, yeah, look at that shit. A bit late, Mr. Dev. A bit late. But I appreciate the effort, I guess. Anyway. Is that building on fire? Wow. Cool. That looks cool, man. Yeah, so a lot of the functionality is already done. A few things are missing. So, for example, in Resident Evil games, and you know, basically Metroidvania games in general, there is just, you know, there's this. Dude, it's not two-sided. I can look through the other side of that fence. Bad Dev. Bad Dev. Oops. Yeah, so a lot of the functionality is there. I'm missing, oh yeah, I'm missing the functionality of being able to use an item for certain things. So what I want to make is that some objects require an item to use, and when it does, then it kind of zooms in the camera so that you can see the... Whoa! All kinds of fancy tricks, man! He's pulling all kinds of tricks on me, man! Holy shit! And then in the final map! Who would have thought? And this is exactly what John Romero was talking about. You know, if he had made the final maps first, and the first maps last, if you get what I mean, all these effects would have been there from the beginning of the game, which would have been awesome, you know. Or he could, you know, learn a bit from me, because, you know, I'm in the dev business myself, if I may say so. Make all the effects first and then start the map design, which is exactly what I'm making right now. I'm designing all the gameplay elements, like switches, and I can add more functionality, but I already have a lot of functionality right from the beginning. You know, I have stairs and platforms and switches and lasers and all kinds of stuff. So when I start making these maps, I can already think with these things in mind. You know, I can design with all these things already in mind, yeah. And you know, that can make all the difference. And yeah, so yeah, I want to make it that you can activate things with objects, so the camera zooms in so you can see the object better, and then your inventory opens very, very similar to Resident Evil, and then you can select an object that you want to use it with, and if it works, then the object gets activated, and if not, then it doesn't work. And by activated, this is a very loose term, because, you know, in a game design sense, it doesn't really matter to the game if it's a machine or a switch, or if it's a chain that you have to cut or a door that you have to unlock. It doesn't really matter. In the end, it's all just an interactable that you activate with something and it does something else. You know what I mean? It's like, so for example, in my game, I have like this system. The first thing is called an interactable, meaning it can be just, oh, so cute. He's trying to show off his new wall movement thing, like scrolling walls. Oh, that's so cute. Yeah, nicely done, Dev. Yeah, the seams are kind of off, but you know, I don't want to be mean. So yeah, thanks, Dev. Nice. Appreciate the effort. Preach. I think it's called. Ugh, more dudes! Oh no, what will I do? It's kind of a shame that they burned down into this tiny ash. It would have been cool if he made a second ash for big enemies, but because it kind of seems like they just disappear. Also, it could have been nice with a particle effect, like it's an explosion or something when they die. Oh, these Yetis, I almost forgot that they exist. Yeah, I really like the design in this game. Again, you know, I'm sorry if I sound too nitpicky at some points, but that is just a miniature. Believe me, when I'm watching a movie, for example, I have zero nitpicks. I'm like, yeah, this is awesome! And I remember I had a friend who wanted to study like filmmaking, and he did, I think. And he was, every time he watched a movie, he was the nitpickiest piece of shit that I've ever seen. He was never satisfied with anything. He was like, the cinematography here is really boring. I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about, man? Shut the hell up, I want to listen to the Warlock. And now I understand what that must feel like to someone who doesn't care about that shit. Because I'm pretty sure that all my nitpicks, if someone is just like not interested in game design at all, they're watching this, they're like, can't you just enjoy the game, you fucker? So yeah, I get it, okay, I'm sorry. But that's just how I am when it comes to games, you know. A very nitpicky. But yeah, I guess it's just because it's the thing that I do as well. So while I'm playing, I'm thinking about all kinds of like mechanics and how they did it and how I would do it, or if I could do it. And this game is like very, very simple, but I admire it because it is successful even though it is very simple. You know, nowadays many people think that you can only be successful if you do X or Y or Z with your games, and this game kind of proves that no, you don't need it. You only have to be like a solid game. And whoa, this game doesn't even have all that much of polish. You know, there is a lot of polish, but I think it could have used 1 or 2 extra layers. Just like 1 month extra work. But I guess the developer was like sick and tired of working on it, which I can relate to. So yeah, I guess the theme of this one is just like every theme at once. Let's use this one because it's awesome. Eat shit, you mech. What the? Yeah. I have that sound effect right now. Not sure if I used it for any weapon so far. But I'm pretty sure I have. Anyway. But it's kind of fascinating to me that indie dev game design is kind of changing, or like games in general, I guess. So I think in the future it will be kind of like that AAA games will be like its own thing, and indie games, well, no, that's already how it is. But what I mean is that the gap between a AAA and an indie game will be much bigger. Because I think in general the prices of indie games will go down, and the length and like scope of indie games will also decrease. But for AAA games, the scope and price will go up, because they kind of have to justify it somehow. And you know, they need to have the prices go up, and they can't just give you a 4-hour experience with a $80 price tag or something like that. So, I don't know, but I'm kind of thinking that the gap between indie games and AAA games will get bigger. I mean, look at Doom Eternal, for example, and look at this one. So in Doom Eternal, as an indie dev, you could never ever pull a game like Doom Eternal off, ever. But if you look at games that are like 10 or 20 years old, you could easily pull that off nowadays as an indie dev. But you know, Doom Eternal, never ever ever, not in a million years could you pull it off as an indie dev, because of all the animations and custom like effects and weapons, and everything is custom in that game. And yeah, this is just something that you cannot do. But what I wanted to mention as well is that for indie games, a lot of what's happening right now is that games become less and less tedious for the developers to make. So for example, more and more marketplace content will become relevant, like sound effects, music, graphics, because as it turns out, most people don't care about that all that much for an indie game. So for example, if you have an indie game and you are in contact with a composer, and that composer is just amazing So obviously this is one of your strengths and you should use your custom composer, but if you don't have it, I'm pretty sure most people wouldn't even care. Like this music, for example, would you care if this music would be in another game or anywhere else, like in a YouTube video or something? No, you probably wouldn't, because it's such a generic music that would fit in any kind of, like, you know, I don't know, like evil themed or whatever. You know, it's a metal theme basically. It just fits in any kind of theme or whatever. So, and for indie devs, this is a huge issue because of Crysis. I can tell you from my own experience, paying an artist to make custom maps, no, not maps, but models and meshes and stuff like that, and animations is expensive as fuck. You couldn't believe it how expensive that is. I paid thousands of bucks for one artist to make all the custom weapons and animations in Unloved. And if you look at the meshes and everything, like the weapons in Unloved, I mean, they're not the most unique things in the world. I could have easily just used any marketplace content and probably most people wouldn't even care. And you know, you can use custom things for important things like weapons or no. Well, I just proved that point. But what I mean is that, like, the most important thing about your game, for example, in Unloved, I consider the monsters to be much more important, to be unique. If you have like the same tired monster models in every game, then yeah, that's getting tired. But if you want to have your own kind of identity, then having only a tiny amount of custom meshes for your game, and the rest just from asset packs and stuff like that, will save you so goddamn much money. It's just amazing. And also, most people just don't give a shit. You know, and don't get me wrong, it's amazing if you are an artist, for example, or you know an artist and work with them together and you have your own unique art style and everything's great for you. But if you don't, then I would say don't sweat it. It doesn't matter. No, most people don't care. And also, most people don't even realize that things are double, for example. So if I would play this game and, you know, I wouldn't notice anything, but if I play any other game that has the exact same art style, I would go like, oh, that's weird. But the probability that I will stumble across that game is so low that, I don't know, I don't think it really matters. So, yeah, in general, if you can be unique, do it. But if you can't, don't sweat it. That's my experience, at least. And I'm lost again. Man, I don't know how this happens. I would have to rewatch the video. Like, I'm going straight forward, and all of a sudden, like, boom, dead end. I'm like, what? So here's like a weird little platform thingy, but I can't do anything. And then there's this path that I just came from. And I pressed this switch. But what did it do? Like, am I weird? This is something that old Doom maps did all the time. They activated switches anywhere, somewhere in the map, and somewhere else in the map something happens, and you're like, what did that switch do? And then you go hunting for anything that happened. Man, what is this? I really have to rewatch the video. I'm really curious what I missed. So I activated the switch. Now I can go outside. Go straight across, maybe? But this is where I was. So not go straight across, go left. This is where the platform is. But it didn't lower. And this thing was there all the time. So go right. There's this room. Where I was. Do I have to go all the way back or what? I don't understand. Do I have to go back here? Huh? Is this new? Are you fucking kidding me? What is this garbage design, man? What? I'm sorry, but this is 100% garbage. Okay, every Doom mapper knows this. Let me tell you how to fix this very, very quickly. You can have the exact same design, no problem. Let me show you the fix. God damn, look at this path, man. Okay, here's the switch. Boom, this wall lowers and there's a teleporter. Every Doom mapper knows that, and the teleporter just beams me instantly in front of that place. Like, my god, this is terrible design, man. Seriously, the dev really fucked up with this map. Boom, you know, you teleport, boom, and then you can have like a couple enemies here, boom, 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 have a little fight, and that's it, you know? God damn. This is honestly like really, really terrible. Anyway, last map. The final boss, what could it be? Probably a huge vagina. You know, every other thing is basically, like every weapon that I have is basically like a huge cock. A huge mechanical cock. So why not make the final boss a huge vagina? You know? Or a butthole, if that's your thing. What do I want? I'm kinda good, you know, game. I kinda don't need anything anymore, so let's do it. Lord of Hell. Hey, it is kind of like a weird alien vagina, but you know, I'll let it through, you know. I'll let it off the hook. It's an A for effort, you know. Oh yeah, I like this. Man, this atmosphere is so awesome in this map. Good job, game dev. Alright, now I want to kill all the vaginas. Am I dead? No. Okay, I just wanted to check. This is instant kill. What the? What am I hearing? Something shut. Oh my god! It's a huge vagina thing with like dick arms or whatever. I have no idea what it is, but I'm just gonna kill it. Die, you evil monster thing. Uh-oh, I'm out of ammo. Oh my god. Second phase, I guess. Oh, it's growing. It's kind of funny that this is such a trope where things that die just become stronger. And I think it was like a Final Fantasy game or whatever that what the fuck? I got a achievement! Slipgate, whatever. Okay, I guess. It was a Final Fantasy game where in the storyline, every villain that died just came back stronger than before. And the criticism was something like, why do you keep killing them? They just grow stronger and stronger. And yes, I don't know. I don't even know if this is a real trope or if I just made it up, but it's kind of funny in most like games and media and stuff. Things that die, it just grows. Or like Resident Evil games, for example. This is a really, really big trope in these games. Like every boss monster, you kill them, and then the next boss is just the same version, just a bigger thing. Resident Evil 2 Remake was full of that stuff. Man, these are the biggest machine guns in the world, and they sound like a fucking plastic toy. Listen to that shit. Pathetic, dude. Come on, you have to grow at least 5 sizes more so that they stop sounding like friggin' like a... what's the name? Pellet gun or whatever. Eat ass, you shitbag. Oops. Die, monster. Ooh, now he has upgraded his weapon. He should lose his arms more. Every time he does, he upgrades. Die, you thing! I will shoot some laser beam rockets. That kinda disappeared. What? What the ass? What the ass? I can't shoot my laser beams! What? This is the worst day in laser history, man. Alright, next weapon. What do I have? Oh, I have this puny shit gun. Yay! Lasers! Pew! Pew! Man, this is pathetic. Pew! Like, the designer was like, okay, we have the strongest weapon in the game. How should the fireballs look like? How about the smallest explosion ever? Like a small, tiny pew. Death to you! Oh no, it's a giant cacodemon! Holy fuck. That thing looks really cool. Ah! Ah! Shockwaves! No! My only weakness! Alright. Get some stuff. Man, these things have infinite range. No. It sounds like he's saying yeah, but no. Okay. Kill some of these spawns, I guess. Everything must die now. Okay, so... whoa. A bit of ammo for this thing. Pew! Puny ball! Kill everything! Ugh. Can I shoot now? Yes. Now it works. Maybe it was a laser barrier. You know, it's all a feature, all intention. Oh, grab some health. No, don't eat me, you giant cacodemon. Man, these are dicks. Whatever. Don't... Come on, cacodemon of hell! Die! In the name of... I kick ass for the Lord! Haha. Not sure if anyone gets that reference these days, but that movie was awesome. We made a drinking game while watching that movie, and we all lost. The drinking game was every time... but this is a very, very inside thing. So if you ever watch that movie again, we made a drinking game that every time there's a dramatic zoom to a face, like the movie was just full of these things where... Does it have another face? Oh my god. How many faces does the thing have? Holy shit, this looks awesome. This looks like straight out of like Darkest Dungeon. Ooh, that's a great game I could play. I honestly don't have any idea what game I could play after this, so I'm kind of like not really thinking about that too much. And if I come up with a game, then yay, and if not, then who cares, I guess. Can I not hit this? It seems like I can't damage it. God dang it, I'm running out of all the ammo. Ah, god dang it. Oh no. How much ammo do I have? I have pistol ammo. Just focus on this guy, I guess. I mean, do I have to hit it in a certain spot or something? Like, it seems like I can't hit it because there's no blood splat. Do I have to use magic or something? Let's try this thing. I guess. Ow. Sound effects are dead. All the things are dead now. Especially the sound effects. What am I doing? Do I have to use something else? Like this fucking weird laser ball thing? Die, monster! God dang it. Need more ammo or something. Health would be nice. Okay. Oh, there's some minigun ammo. Cool, cool, cool. More ammo. That's where I was. I mean, am I damaging this thing? Like, if I can't kill it, this, you know, I will just look up a fucking guide or something. Because screw that. I hate it when games pull a last minute, like a, haha, tricked you. Well, you know what, Dev? Fuck you at that point. I don't need that shit. Like, what the ass is this, man? Does this thing like infinitely spawn? Okay, fuck it. Let's just focus on this thing. Do I have to use like this gun or something? I guess let's just thin out the herd. Whoa, what the fuck? Holy shit, man. What was that? It's like, okay, we're done. Bang, 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 bang. Next thing. And now it's the final ending of Dark Souls, where I sit on the throne. You've done it, the Lord of Hell himself, the scourge of life, has crumbled. His limp, bloody carcass bows before you. You've never felt so alive, so powerful. The walls of hell are crumbling. You already said crumbled. Revealing an army of hundreds of thousands of demons, without a leader to follow. They bow to you, the only man powerful enough to kill the Lord of Hell, which turned out to be a giant pussy. He was weak, unworthy, undeserving of the throne. I don't know why I'm speaking like a fucking moron. You're more powerful than he was, and you haven't stopped growing in ability? No, growing in ability. With a laugh and a gain. You ascend to the throne, finally understanding that evil can never truly be killed. What a sad tragedy. Your strength courses through you. Now you intend on taking your bloodlust beyond this realm. I mean, what realm are you talking about? I mean, I was in all kinds of realms, wasn't I? Whatever. The entire world awaits your wrath. I mean, I was in Egypt, I was in Antarctica, I was all over the place. But anyway, who cares? Let's continue the shit. Credits! Alright, this is the game. I really, really liked it. Again, I had tons of nitpicks, and they added up and added up and added up. And it was kind of like a thing where I was kind of thinking like, kind of ashamed, but still, great game. But you know, in terms of my next game, I got all kinds of suggestions from other, like, not all kinds, but like 2 or 3. But these were all like small indie games that I don't really know and don't really care about that much. And honestly, if you can see at this game, like, if a game I really like, and I'm nitpicking the fuck out of that game, can you imagine how I would play a game that I don't really like, how much nitpicky shit I would have for these games? So I don't want to subject you to that. But yeah, this was really fun. And wait, I should have read how many people worked on this game. So 1, 2, 3, I guess. 4 people worked on this, I guess. Yeah, you know, that's reasonable. Really awesome. Quality assurance. 2 people. Even for my Panda game, I had like 8 people, or 10 or 12. Like, just send out a few extra keys, you know? If someone doesn't reply with like bug reports or something, like, who cares if you've lost one key? But you know, in all honesty, most people that want free keys wouldn't even want to buy it anyway in the first place, so you don't lose anything. So who cares? But yeah, amazing gameplay. I like these sprites. It's kind of cool that they added all these, even though it's another thing that's very similar to like Doom 2. But, you know, it's cool. Yeah, really cool, these enemies. Holy shit, that's a ton of animations. And that's it. Let's continue, I guess. Oh, and we're back. What happens if I press continue? Does it load the last map again? No, the workshop. So it did save after the final boss. Yeah, it did save. Now what's happening here? Okay. What can I select? Are you serious? I can select anything? So again, this is a thing this would be such an easy fix. It's an easy fucking fix. Just make a check. If you have killed the final boss, just unlock everything. Fixed. You know what? Fixed. The whole shit would be fixed. There you go. New game plus. Have fun. Just play the shit as long as you want. Who cares? Get as many upgrade points, get as many levels, who cares? It's a single player game. Fuck it. Let the players play it. Who cares? You know what I mean? Like, why? Why? There's nothing in this game that kind of like makes it impossible to replay it. Who cares? Just give me the... Who cares? Whatever. I'm done. Again, don't take my nitpicks too seriously. Overall, I really like this game. And I will probably play it at some point again when I'm in the mood for some Wolfenstein, I guess. You know, it's fun. It's cool. It has its own unique style. So, yeah, again, I don't want to be too mean or anything about this game. But, you know, a bit of extra polish would have gone a long way with this. So anyway, thank you guys for watching. Not sure if I want to make another Let's Play series like this. You know, I don't have any games on my plate that I really want to play or anything. So I don't know, if I come across something that I want to play, that I'll do it. Otherwise, you will find another development log, like a devlog of my new game very soon. Again, I'm working on the switch functionality in that game, so you can make stairs and bridges and everything. That's really cool to show off, you know, in a little, like a demonstration map. Anyway, and that's what I'm working on. Alright, thank you guys for watching, and I will see you in the next video.